The village market was a lively place, filled with the sounds of bargaining, laughter, and the rich aroma of fresh produce and spices. Amidst the hustle and bustle, Alaoma walked gracefully, her basket filled with goods for her family. Her eyes scanned the crowd, and suddenly, they locked with a pair of warm, kind eyes belonging to a young man she had never seen before. Chibuzo, who had come to the market to sell yams from his farm, was equally captivated by Alaoma. There was an instant connection, an unspoken understanding that passed between them. Despite the crowded market, they seemed to be in a world of their own. They exchanged shy smiles, and Alaoma felt her heart race. She quickly finished her shopping, but the thought of the young man lingered in her mind. Later that evening, as the sun set and the village settled into a peaceful calm, Alaoma couldn't help but think about Chibuzo. She wondered if she would see him again. Little did she know, Chibuzo was thinking the same thing, hoping for another chance to meet her. The next few days, both of them found excuses to visit the market, hoping for another encounter. Finally, their paths crossed again, and this time, they managed to exchange a few words. Chibuzo introduced himself, and Alaoma did the same. They both felt an overwhelming sense of happiness. From that day on, they made it a habit to meet secretly, away from the prying eyes of the villagers. They shared stories and dreams under the ancient iroko tree, a place that soon became their special sanctuary. Their bond grew stronger, and they knew that their love, though young, was something extraordinary. Under the shelter of the ancient iroko tree, Alaoma and Chibuzo found solace. They would meet whenever they could, sharing their thoughts, dreams, and fears. The tree, with its wide branches and thick leaves, offered them privacy and a sense of security. They talked about everything, from their childhood memories to their hopes for the future. Alaoma loved hearing about Chibuzo's life on the farm. He spoke passionately about his work, the land, and his dreams of expanding his farm one day. In turn, Chibuzo was fascinated by Alaoma's tales of her family and her aspirations to learn more about the world beyond their village. They laughed, shared secrets, and discovered a deep connection that grew stronger with each passing day. Despite their happiness, both Alaoma and Chibuzo knew their relationship had to remain hidden. Alaoma's father, Eze Udo, was a respected elder in the village, known for his strict views on social status and family honor. Chibuzo, though hardworking and kind-hearted, came from a humble background. They feared Eze Udo would never approve of their union. One evening, as they sat under the iroko tree, Chibuzo took Alaoma's hand and promised her that he would find a way for them to be together. Alaoma believed him, her heart filled with hope and love. They knew their journey wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to face whatever challenges came their way. Their secret meetings continued, each one strengthening their bond and their resolve to be together, no matter the obstacles. One fateful evening, Alaoma's father, Eze Udo, learned of her secret meetings with Chibuzo. He had heard whispers in the village and decided to confront his daughter. Eze Udo was a proud man, deeply rooted in the traditions and expectations of their community. He believed in maintaining the family's honor and was wary of any actions that might tarnish their reputation. Alaoma was in her room when her father entered, his face stern and his eyes filled with disapproval. Alaoma, he began, his voice heavy with authority. I have heard troubling news. Is it true that you have been meeting with Chibuzo? Alaoma's heart sank. She knew this moment would come, but she wasn't prepared for it. She nodded slowly, unable to meet her father's gaze. Yes, father, she admitted softly. I have been seeing Chibuzo. Eze Udo's expression darkened. You must end this immediately, he commanded. Chibuzo is not of our social standing. This relationship cannot continue. Tears filled Alaoma's eyes as she pleaded with her father. But father, Chibuzo is a good man. He is kind, hardworking, and he loves me. Our social status should not matter. Eze Udo shook his head firmly. It matters, Alaoma. Our family's honor is at stake. You will obey me and end this foolishness. With that, Eze Udo left the room, leaving Alaoma devastated. She couldn't imagine a life without Chibuzo. She wept silently, knowing that her love for him was true and deep, yet bound by the constraints of tradition and her father's expectations. When Chibuzo learned of the confrontation from Alaoma, he was heartbroken. He confided in his best friend, Okwudili, sharing his pain and despair. Okwudili, though cautious, offered his support and encouraged Chibuzo to find a way to prove his worth to Eze Udo. Love is worth fighting for, Okwudili said. Do not give up hope. In the days that followed, Alaoma's mother, Nneka, noticed the sadness that had settled over her daughter. Nneka was a wise and compassionate woman, often the balancing force in their family. She decided to take matters into her own hands, hoping to to find a solution that would bring happiness to her daughter without dishonoring the family. Nneka arranged a secret meeting with Chibuzo, away from the prying eyes of the villagers. She wanted to understand the young man who had captured her daughter's heart. When Chibuzo arrived, he was nervous but respectful, aware of the gravity of the situation. "Mama," Chibuzo began, "I understand why Eze Udo disapproves of our relationship, but I love Alaoma deeply, and I am willing to do anything to prove my worth." Nneka listened intently, observing Chibuzo's sincerity and determination. She saw the love in his eyes and the strength of his character. "Chibuzo," she said softly, "I believe you. Your love for Alaoma is genuine, but you must understand that Eze Udo is a man of tradition and pride. To gain his approval, you must show him your worth in a way that he cannot deny." Chibuzo nodded, grateful for Nneka's understanding. "I will do whatever it takes," he promised. "Please tell me how I can prove myself." Nneka thought for a moment before speaking. "The village wrestling contest is coming up. It is a prestigious event, and winning it would earn you the respect of the villagers and, more importantly, Eze Udo. Train hard, Chibuzo, and show the village your strength and courage." Chibuzo thanked Nneka and left with renewed determination. He knew the task ahead would be challenging, but his love for Alaoma gave him the strength to persevere. He began training rigorously, focusing on building his strength and skills for the contest. Each day, he pushed himself harder, driven by the hope of winning both the contest and Eze Udo's approval. The day of the village wrestling contest arrived, and the entire village gathered to watch. The contest was a highly anticipated event, showcasing the strength and skill of the young men in the village. Chibuzo stood among the contestants, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and determination. He glanced at the crowd, spotting Alaoma and her family. Eze Udo's stern face reminded him of the stakes, but Nneka's encouraging smile gave him hope. The contest began, and Chibuzo faced his first opponent. He fought with all his might, using the strength and techniques he had honed during his rigorous training. One by one, he defeated his opponents, earning cheers and admiration from the crowd. His final match was against a formidable opponent, known for his skill and power. The match was intense, with both fighters giving their all. As the match progressed, Chibuzo drew on every ounce of his strength and determination. He remembered Nneka's words and the love he felt for Alaoma. With a final, powerful move, Chibuzo pinned his opponent to the ground, securing his victory. The crowd erupted in applause and cheers, acknowledging Chibuzo's strength and skill. Eze Udo watched in silence, impressed by Chibuzo's performance. He saw the respect Chibuzo had earned from the villagers and began to reconsider his stance. Chibuzo had proven his worth in a way that resonated with the village's values and traditions. After the contest, Chibuzo was hailed as the village champion. The villagers congratulated him, praising his courage and determination. Eze Udo, still silent, watched as Chibuzo accepted the accolades with humility. He realized that Chibuzo had shown not only physical strength but also the qualities of a true leader and a worthy match for his daughter. A few days after the contest, Eze Udo called for a meeting with Chibuzo. The village elders and Alaoma's family gathered, curious to see what the outcome would be. Chibuzo arrived, feeling a mix of nervousness and hope. Eze Udo stood up and addressed the gathering. "Chibuzo has shown great courage and strength in the wrestling contest. He has earned the respect of the villagers and demonstrated qualities that are worthy of admiration." He paused, looking directly at Chibuzo. "I see now that you have proven your worth, not just through your victory, but through your determination and character." Chibuzo's heart swelled with hope as Eze Udo continued. "Therefore, I give my blessing for Alaoma and Chibuzo to be together. May their union bring happiness and prosperity to our families and our village." The room erupted in applause and cheers. Alaoma's eyes filled with tears of joy as she rushed to Chibuzo's side. They embraced, overwhelmed with happiness and relief. Eze Udo smiled, a rare expression of approval and acceptance. Nneka, standing beside him, felt a sense of pride and contentment. The village celebrated their union with a grand ceremony filled with music, dance, and feasting. Alaoma and Chibuzo were surrounded by their loved ones, their love now blessed and acknowledged by the entire village. As they looked into each other's eyes, they knew that their journey had been worth every challenge. They had proven that love, determination, and the support of family could overcome even the greatest obstacles. Under the ancient iroko tree, where their love had blossomed in secret, they now stood openly, their bond stronger than ever. The village rejoiced, and Alaoma and Chibuzo began their new life together, ready to face whatever the future held, hand in hand.